What's going on, guys? Caden here, and today we're going to be working on the Turbo BRZ. As you guys know, I live in the desert and it gets to about 120 degrees out here, which means my IATs can get up to 150 plus. So when I drive the car, I notice that the car heat soaks. I recently got the P3 gauge where it can read the intake air temperatures. When I'm cruising, it sits at about 10 plus ambient temperature. So if it's 100 degrees, it's actually 110 to 115. But as soon as I get into boost, I could see the IATs just start to climb. So to fix that, we're gonna be installing a turbo blanket, and we're gonna be seeing if it actually works or not. I don't have a dyno with me, but we are gonna be doing some real world testing to see if the turbo blanket actually works. Here's the turbo blanket that I have. This is the PTP turbo blanket. I'll have a link in the description below. This is specifically made for the Garrett GT 2860 RS Turbo. So right now we're gonna take it for a quick drive, warm it up, and I'll show you guys how the IATs score up in temperature and move this car out of the way so we can get to work on the car. So another cool thing with this P3 gauge is that I can also see my exhaust gas temperature. So right now, it's at about 600 degrees. That's pretty normal when the car is idling. The lowest I've seen it get to is maybe like 610 while the car is idling. But when I get the car pretty hot, I've seen it get up to 1500 degrees. Let's see the exhaust gas temperature. Wow, it's already up to 1200 degrees. So I'm not sure if the turbo blanket will keep exhaust gas temperatures low, but in reality it should. It definitely should keep the IATs lower though. Let's do one more pull, looking at exhaust gas temperature. First to third pull, that's actually insane. The car still feels good, but I still want to keep this as low as possible. Okay, so we just got done doing a couple pulls. I got the gun. Now let's see how hot it is. So first off, we're gonna check the downpipe, 530 degrees. The hot side of the turbo, 580 degrees. Intake here is at 140, 136. Cold side of the turbo is at 131. Let's check the charge pipe, 148. Now the car's cooling down, getting the exhaust gas temperature down to like 400s. Down here is about 380. So with that, let's go back to the house and get the turbo blanket on. All right, so here's the turbo blanket. We're just gonna go ahead and put it in. First up, I got the springs here. I'll also have a link in the description below for this. I got a ton of fiberglass on my hands already, so be sure to wear gloves. All right, so the turbo blanket is on. It's not as tight as I wish it would be. This, the springs on this side are pretty tight, but this side, it's not as tight as I'd want it. But we're gonna put the intake back on and go take it for a test drive. Okay guys, so we just got done with the turbo blanket install. My hands and arms are super itchy, but it was well worth the upgrade. So right now it is 86 degrees out. I will be testing it in the middle of the day where it's a lot hotter, but right now this is what we're gonna have to do. So without further ado guys, let's start it up and test it out. So it's kind of hard to see. It is actually now 83 degrees, so it is going to be automatically cooler, but we are going to test it in the daytime. Like I said, the car is still pretty cold, but we're going to start cruising just to see if there's any drastic difference. I'm going to put it on intake air temperature because I'm not too worried about the exhaust gas temperature right now. way quicker. Okay, so now I'm going to be putting a side-by-side of a clip without the turbo blanket and one with the turbo blanket. As you guys can see, there is a 7-degree difference. Obviously, there are going to be some factors that will affect the changes, but I'll let you guys watch the video for yourself. So as you guys can see, both IATs are showing the same differentiating factors. Both are still about 7 degrees in difference. There are a lot of factors that have to do with intake air temperatures, like the ambient temperature, under hood temperature, how fast I was going, but as you guys can see, they're about the same. So showing the scientific differences of having a turbo blanket or not is really hard to see if there's any benefit. Okay, so for our next test, we're going to be seeing how fast the temperatures go down, and on the bottom is going to be with the turbo blanket, and on the top is going to be without. Okay, so with this test, as you guys can see, with the turbo blanket, the temperatures went down a lot more than without the turbo blanket. There are a couple different factors, like ambient temperature was a little bit different, the speed was a little bit different, so there's going to be wind going into the engine bay, cooling down the engine a little bit. But overall, I do believe the turbo blanket does add some benefit to the engine bay and decreases underhood temperatures. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments and have some debate about this topic. Alright, so I got the gun. Let's go test it out. Wow, so the turbo blanket is at 130, the downpipe is at 476, so no change there. 114, cold side is at 115, so that's still amazing. 140 on the hot side. Charge pipe is at 140. Bottom of the hot side is at 160. Me personally, after doing the pull, I don't think the IAT skyrocketed as much as it did before. But there is still some room for improvement. I do think a vented hood would help, some intercooler sprayers, and Cerakoted, and maybe some heat treating the hot side, like the downpipe, the headers, and the turbo would definitely help. So I do think that the turbo blanket is worth it. You can't go wrong. I think this is only like 250 bucks. I'd have to double check, but for 250 bucks, keeps your engine temps a little bit cooler and helps your spool time just a little bit and helps you make a little bit more power. I do think it's worth it. So I think that's gonna have to sum it up for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If this video was informative and you learned something today, please let me know. And if you guys have any suggestions to keep the underhood temps a little bit lower, please leave a comment down below. I'm really open to hearing your guys' suggestions, as I will be reading the comments. So with that, guys, we'll see you in the next one, where hopefully we'll do something about the IATs.